That's just a good looking sweater.
It's not terrible.
I don't know what matzo balls are.
Well, it's getting into kind of Jewish Hanukkah stuff.
Okay.
You know. We'll hit it when you're ready, Andy.
Good morning, everybody. 8:36 now on News Radio 94.9, 890 KDXU. It is great to be here. We have got him in the house now.
Woo!
Jeremy Larkin's here. What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, I need power. I thought I had power. Didn't have power.
You got the power.
You know when you look at a laptop and it's black?
Yeah, I've been there.
That means there's no power. You know I'm a Tour de France guy.
Yeah.
Have been.
Yeah.
Have been, like a lot of us since the Armstrong days. And for better or worse, since the Armstrong days. And Phil Liggett, Paul Sherwin, who passed away this year? It was Sherwin passed away this year. Mm-hmm. And they'd been calling the Tour de France for 40 years. And they would say, and they're incredible, I will not impersonate the Brogue. I will not try and do the British accent.
Don't go there. Yeah.
But they'd say, oh, look at he's wearing the mask of pain. His legs are calling to the engine room for more power, but there's no more power. You know, on the big climbs.
Like Scotty, yeah.
Is that so good?
I haven't got the power cutting.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, it's true.
That's
It's
pretty
true.
good.
It's
Hey,
true.
Look who's in the house.
That was back in the day. Jesse's here. Chantry's here. Hey, we got Chantry out at the studio with us today from Guild Mortgage. I believe that's the firm he's with. He's bouncing around every 3 or 4 months. I don't know where he works. I'm kidding. That's not at all who he is. Good morning, man. Well, Chantry doesn't realize I'm saying good morning to him.
Oh, good morning.
Can you hear
know
me?
what I was doing? I was actually watching myself right here.
Oh, this is hilarious. Hey,
Yeah, we got like 3 video
Listen.
cameras in here. What's the story?
Listen,
There's
congratulations.
a video camera, and a video.
oh, that's
great.
the fun part. Congrats on the baby.
Dude, I was just telling you.
Tell everybody about that, man.
What's her name?
Alabama. To me, it's Bama. We're gonna call her Bama.
Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun?
I don't like the team, but I like the name.
Has nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
Do you like the band
I
Alabama?
like the band a lot.
See, there
yeah.
you go.
there you
I
go.
grew up
You
on
Relate
that.
it with that. We're not gonna have like an elephant as her like
Good.
spirit animal or anything. So
Oh my gosh. Well, I do like that. Thank you.
it was actually because I was saying she was gonna be a little Bam Bam because my son is so rough and rugged. He's gonna donk her around, and so started as Bam Bam, and so now it's Bam.
I was just gonna say, be prepared for the Bam Bam nicknames. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, how old is she now? A couple weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks tomorrow, man.
That's what I thought, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's
you didn't
happy
think
and
I was
healthy.
paying attention.
Pretty
I was
cool.
paying attention, man. But Facebook. Thank you. Hey, you guys see this shirt this morning? Deck the halls with matzo balls. It's one of I have 3 Christmas articles of clothing. Well, I have socks and ties. And
I would
stuff.
honestly guess you have probably 10 to 12 sweatshirts.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. I have 3. The green one's coming out, and that's my favorite. I'll ski in it over Christmas break. I do have some socks that have gingerbread men all over them that say "Oh snap."
Yeah. Looks like I have to run home.
There you go. There you go.
I was actually thinking about you. I hit Brian Head on Tuesday. Took my son
Oh.
up there and put him in ski schools. Awesome. Had a
How did it
blast.
go, man?
Unreal. Better than I thought. He loved the whole thing.
Oh, that
He didn't
makes me
even
happy.
want me there. It was awesome. We had a
That
great
is
time.
10 times better. So you went and dinked around kind of for 2 hours while he was in
Yeah.
class.
I did the all day, so we did 2 hours, had lunch, went back for a couple hours, and he was just having a
Oh,
happy day.
so great.
He was sad when it was over.
This is incredible. Whoever's watching us on Facebook Live, I want you to chime in. Raise your hand. Tell us if you've been to Brian Head this season or ever. I want to know. Did you ski at all in your life?
I have skied. I'm not a skier, but I've been to Brian Head, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of nice, isn't it?
It's so much funner to take a kid and have him be on Navajo, and then you can take the lift. The lift connects
Uh-huh.
the 2
Uh-huh.
lodges now.
Well, you watched the video where we
Yeah.
got the first chair.
Yeah.
The first chair ever.
Really?
Did you know they opened
I
a brand new
didn't
chair. So they had this chair called Navajo for years. At one point it was all either Indian names or Vegas casino names. Literally, Brian had like blackjack, roulette, all these, right? So they replaced this old, really slow chair, long. So it accesses some great terrain, but it was so slow. And they replaced it with a high-speed quad. Do you know how those work, Ian? You see the high-speed quad, and the people who don't know, the chair comes down on one cable, zipping. Right as it comes in to make the turn to get on, it detaches, because they call it a detachable quad. It detaches from that cable and goes slow, put, you get on, goes back onto the original cable and speeds out. So we were there, whatever the day was, and we got in the first chair ever, and it was great because there was like 150 people lined up. But, I've leveraged my relationship with the director of the.
I used to hate getting on that bus to go back and forth.
Oh,
And now
such
it's a blast. You
such
can just
a
go
nightmare.
between the two resorts. It's awesome. The
Well,
two lodges.
I love that you did that, Jesse. He's not on. Listen, just yell at us. Have you skied?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been about 8 years.
Oh my gosh.
It has been a
8
long
years.
time for me too.
Me too,
Since
huh?
I had my 5-year-old, I hadn't been. That was the first time. I snowboarded.
It's pretty fun.
I'm still feeling the effects of the last time I went. The kids got me on a snowboard,
Oh yeah,
and I got going so fast, and it couldn't really stop. So I towed it.
yeah. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, it was,
Your right shoulder stopped you.
Yeah, my
My
right
face.
shoulder stopped me about 4 years ago, and I had a shoulder scope, which is another story when I skied 8 days after I had the surgery. However, but let's bring that back. Don't tell Randy Clark about it, my surgeon. Again, if you're watching this Facebook Live, chime in, let us know you're there. Give us a thumbs up, a comment, a heart, a hug, a thumbs down. Let us know if you've been to Brian Head. 30th season for me. Is that nuts?
You're old.
30th season. I'm getting old. I started when I was 12 and there was 2 years off. All right, show today brought to you by a couple of our great sponsors. One's in the studio. Chantry Abbott, Guild Mortgage. We're going to talk to him today. We're going to talk about Americans were asked what they thought was the safest investment for their money.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, isn't it?
It is cool.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to give you an answer. You might all guess what the answer is since it's a real estate show, but I think you're going to be fascinated at what percentage said, that's funny, that's stapled really funny. We're going to talk about the recession. Recession? What's a recession? When's that coming along? And we're going to talk, oh, Jesse's on a microphone. Good
be
morning.
careful now. You start talking numbers, he just throws.
I know,
He
I know.
needed me.
We're going to talk about some things, but show brought to you by Guild Mortgage, Chantry Abbott, and Steve Stout down there. Amazing humans, and they do amazing work for our clients. Also, our friends at Sunwood Homes. If you have not familiar with Sunwood Homes, visit mysunwoodhomes.com. And oh man, we got this cool project called Desert Flower coming out off a Telegraph. $269,900 for a detached 2-bedroom, 2-bath, single family, up to about $330 for a $350 maybe for a 2,400 square foot home. So, Jeff Jensen, Ingens, Pillows, George's Rock. That is all the old Brian Head stuff. Now, guys, you know what I'm on right now? Chat, this is the new thing. Do you see this? Caffeine-free. Guys, listen to this.
Wow,
So cold.
what a commercial.
You like that? Caffeine-free Coke Z. It's my version of coffee.
And this is
Now I'm the no.
flooded.
I'm like going backwards. You know what I mean? So, Chant, I couldn't do the monsters anymore. It was messing me up.
It's a good idea.
It was messing me up.
I'm still doing one a day. I gotta quit, but it's.
I was on one a day. So there you go. All right, let's talk about this. So it's December the 12th, 2019. We're about to enter a brand new decade. So let's talk about this. We're a little bit out of order, guys. Porch.com. You guys ever been to Porch.com?
I have.
Yes.
Tell me about
Yeah.
it.
It's kind of cool. So if you wanted to know, like right now, what's going to cost me to have my rain gutters cleaned out in St. George, Utah? Porch.com. I actually know because I just looked at the website. It'd say, well, average cost to have someone come clean your rain gutters is $113. So Porch.com, I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of users, members. So Porch helps people make decisions about renovations in their home. And of course, they're interfacing with people who own property, who want to own property, right? So Jesse, they asked a question. Americans choose blank as the safest investment. Well, what did they feel like? This is fun. What did they feel was the least safest investment according to all the people they pulled on Porch.com?
U.S. stocks.
U.S. stocks.
Bitcoin. It just didn't make the list.
Yeah. By the way, that was like 0.0000001%. Whatever that is.
Yeah.
U.S. stocks. 10.4% of Americans said they thought U.S. stocks were the safest. 10.6% said U.S. bonds. I said, hint, it's not gold on our Facebook Live. 16% said gold.
It's actually pretty high. Yeah.
Thanks to Glenn Beck and a few others, right?
Yeah.
21.8%. This is what's
This is a crazy
amazing.
one.
21.8% said their savings account was the safest investment. Think about this. You would think it would be the safest investment, right, Chantry? It's a savings account. It's FDIC insured. It's safe, right?
Sure.
But it really only makes money as you put it in. So there's no.
But I'm talking about safety. I'm not talking about.
Right,
I didn't
but
say a return on investment.
Investments, though. That's,
No. Safest investment.
Okay.
Would you read it? safest investment.
I get it, but I don't see a savings account as an investment. I see it as a nest egg.
Okay. Well, we didn't ask
An-
if you.
an
We didn't ask if
investment
you
is
thought it was
something that's
investment.
going to pay me back.
So what was it, guys? What did 27% of the community of the world of the porch users say was the safest investment?
Yeah, U.S. housing,
U.S. housing,
real estate.
owning a home.
But wait a minute.
Is this wild?
That's crazy.
This
'cause
isn't
aren't
our
we-
data.
Aren't we getting ready to hit a recession? It's still the safest.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that over this caffeine-free Coke Z. You got to call it Coke Z, by the way. Okay. So, anyone in the studio want to tell us what a recession is? Okay. What is a recession?
3 consecutive months of a decreasing GDP.
Yep. Bingo. Recession Chantry has like such a bad connotation, doesn't it?
Sure, yeah. Well, people always just relate to 2008 mortgage meltdown, crisis in Wall Street, people jumping off buildings, right? That's what.
It's true.
Yeah, starting buildings on fire and jumping off the top deck.
It's
right?
really true. You know, I was reading, Jesse, I was reading the big book actually this week,
Okay.
where he was talking about the people jumping off buildings after the Great Depression.
Oh, actually, yeah, after 1920.
Right? You remember that in the big
Yeah.
book? Killer. So, not that they were doing that, but that book's killer. That's what they hear. They go recession. Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah, stocks plummet, jump off the building.
Yeah.
Real estate's worth nothing. Mortgages crash. Banks are exploding. Stuff
Yeah.
like that's what everyone
Yeah.
thinks of because that is kind of almost what
Yeah,
happened.
right.
You know,
It is what
12
happened.
years ago or whatever.
So, and just so you guys know, Chantry Abbott's with us. He's with Guild Mortgage, and he's really great at 2 things. He's great at probably 3 things. I asked Christy. She said
That's
he's really
true.
good around the house with fixing things and
that one's not true.
doing the dishwasher. I'm kidding. I have no idea. However, this guy's an incredible home mortgage lender, but he's got a really good. And hey, disclaimer: he's not a financial planner, but he's a very good financial. You do, man. And I trust you with our clients. Kind of sense the clients. So Chantry's in studio. 27% of the Americans, if you just picked this up, said U.S. housing was the safest investment. Actually, safer in their mind
And a
than
savings
a
account.
savings account. Jesse doesn't want to have a savings account, right? And
I didn't say I didn't want to have a savings account. I just was surprised
I get
that that was considered as an investment.
Mhm.
Compared to all 3 of those other ones are actual investments
Yeah.
where they're going to give you a return.
Yeah.
Now, granted, a savings account will, but
You get
really-
57 cents a year.
Right.
So economists are saying, when is the recession going to begin? This is important. I think this slide's important, guys. This first one. 34%, well, let's just say it. Let's just add them up. 60%. 60% of economists said that in 2020 or 2021 the recession begins. It says they're pushing it back, but I'm like, what do you mean pushing it back? That's
Well, because
now.
last year they thought it was going to be
I guess that's
this next year.
That's like construction, though. Hey, we'll have the home built in 60 days,
Right.
but it's not 60. So Chantry, have we not had recessions where home values actually went up?
So historically, they always go up, except for the market
Right.
crash. But the market crash was such an outlier. It was because people were buying homes they couldn't afford. That's the gigantic difference between now and 2006, 7, 8, is that people were getting homes they could never afford the monthly payment. That's all changed.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody buying a house, no matter how much you put down, no matter what your credit score is, you have to document to us as the mortgage lender, right?
Yeah.
That you have enough income to support that monthly house payment. They call it
Yeah.
the ability to repay rule. No matter
I
what,
love that. The ability to, which is straightforward. Could they have the ability to repay?
regardless of down payment, because that can be frustrating for some. I mean, we've had millionaires with perfect credit that actually can't qualify for a mortgage because they don't technically have income. They have a couple $1 million in the bank. They cannot get a
Right.
mortgage just because they put a big down payment. They have to document that ability to repay.
Well, and we have that often. I mean, we're on the real estate side. You're actually handling a loan. We have that often. Good morning, Patrick. I see you're watching. At least it says you're watching. Chime in and tell us something great, my friend. It's a great CPA right there.
No
Dunleavy.
more
PD
ninja
Dunleavy.
loans. That's what he said. No more ninja loans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
liar loans. People actually qualifying. I think this is kind of fascinating. Second page in our stack today. So, I was going to say, we deal with this with the elderly a lot. Millionaires and elderly.
Yeah.
But I have all this money. Yeah, but you don't have a job.
Yeah.
Which is why people look at reverse mortgages, right, Chad?
Yeah.
They have 50% to put down on a house. but they don't have income, reverse mortgage. And we're not pitching reverse mortgages today, but
There's a reason they
there's a
have them.
reason that some people,
Yep.
it was valid,
Sure.
right?
Absolutely.
So this second slide, guys, their monthly housing payment, because right now a lot of people are saying, well, it's just not affordable to own a house. It's so expensive.
This is what is interesting.
This is crazy and interesting.
Because now we're at the highest
Yeah.
prices we've ever been at,
Mhm.
and we are literally probably at the lowest
Yep. Well, check this out.
affordability.
Payment,
than we've
this is
ever been.
according to the National Association of Realtors. This data is going to be accurate. Payment, monthly payment as a percentage of income. Monthly payment as a percentage of income. Right now, okay, so on average, historically, dating back decades and decades, to me it's the second one, but guys remember it for whatever reason, it's stapled. It's stapled backwards. I don't know why. You see what it says, when will the recession start? Don't ask. Talk to the sharp printer at the office. Percentage of your payment is a percentage. Over time, it required 21% of people's average income to make their housing payment. Did you guys find that?
Yep.
You sound like Rush Limbaugh with your
I'm
papers
over here
flashing around.
scrambling.
Well, it sounds like Rush.
Just a second.
He does it on purpose, though, right? 21%. Chantry can speak to this because he is a professional. Right now, it is only requiring nationally, on average, 15.2% of people's, household income to make their mortgage payment. Housing is actually more affordable, isn't it? More affordable maybe than ever?
Yeah.
Close to it.
Well, part of that's because interest rates are so unbelievably low, which has a bigger impact than prices typically.
Yeah.
So when we're looking at somebody, and that's the thing, everyone always wants to talk about home prices, right?
It's all they want to talk about.
And I'm sure that there is something that drives there. But honestly, it's about affordability, and affordability has nothing, I shouldn't say nothing, but it isn't completely driven by price. It's totally driven by payment. So affordability is actually a payment-driven stat, and so with interest rates low, it makes total sense, of course.
Well, and Patrick chimed in here, no income, no job, no assets. Yeah, that was 2006,
Yeah.
2007. Chantry was 12, but he was in the business. And you think he's got a baby face now, wait till he shaves that beard off, right? And all of a sudden he doesn't look like freaking a lumberjack anymore. But guys, it's really true. I know it's really true. This is some fun history. So we actually have 3 office spaces in Washington County. We have our main hub down at Keller Realty, down at Convention Center Drive, and then we have our office on First South. I don't know what we call it. I love our office, but it's our place. And then we have a Hurricane, downtown. And then we have Hurricane. Well, the building that Keller Williams is in, it used to be A&B Bank,
Yeah.
Arkansas National
Yeah.
Bank. It was the first bank in Utah to be shut down after the loan crisis. I know for a fact, I've talked to people, they were going in, realtors who will go unnamed today, successful real estate people who are still selling homes, going in with their builders and saying, we need to get a line of credit, we're gonna build spec homes. What do you want? $2 million. Okay. How's your credit? They look at the credit, 800. Super. Guys, legitimately, out of their mouths, I've been told, when the show's off, I'll tell you who. $2 million based on a credit score at that time.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And you wonder how we got where we were.
Good luck doing that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not happening.
You'd be
So
lucky
Chantry,
to
if I want to come and get a loan, what happens?
300,000.
Yeah, if I want to get a $300,000 loan, what are they going to ask of for me?
Everything.
Right,
Honestly, I
right.
mean, we're gonna get so deep. We're gonna get credit score. We're gonna even pull. There's things that we pull now that is far beyond credit score. So it searches public record. So if somebody didn't disclose to us maybe some other properties they own and they thought that it would get away, it won't. So we'll find out all that. I mean, so anything gets uncovered probably. If you owe any taxes to the government, it'll get uncovered.
That's coming out.
We have to get all your income stuff, tax returns, pay stubs, W-2s, and we have to verify those have actually been filed with the IRS, so you can't just make anything up and bring it to us. We've got to get bank statements. Any unusual or what we'd call a large deposit has to be sourced and seasoned, so they don't want something weird going on that somebody's borrowing money or taking a loan out to make the down payment. They want a document it's really your down payment, and it goes into the very deep degree of figuring out that it's yours. We've got to confirm the occupancy of the house makes sense. So if you say you're going to live in the house, it's like they're
Hear this,
digging
Jesse?
really deep.
I mean, this is good stuff.
So there's
going
all those things that it's going to find pretty much everything out of your total situation. And I get for people that's sort of uncomfortable to go in and sort of just get naked in front of a mortgage company and they know everything about you.
Andy, we don't mean physically naked. All right.
But it feels like it. I think it's an uncomfortable thing, but it is just
It actually
it is
does.
what it is. It's
Sharing all of your financial faux pas with somebody is about the same as that dream when you're naked going down middle school. Now here's two things that people do have wrong. They think they need way more for a down payment, do they not, Chantry, than they need?
yeah, we do lots of zero down, and surprisingly, statistically, everyone thinks, oh, zero down loans, that's crazy. There's millions of loans of data that, if done correctly and they have the ability to repay the loan, zero down isn't underperforming 10,000 down for some of these first-time home buyers.
Let me ask Jesse a question. Jesse, is it more risky for me to pay a monthly rent with zero down to a landlord in a home I don't own when I have no control over, or to have a zero down loan and pay my own mortgage every month?
It's more risky to rent.
You get what I mean? Like that's the funny part. I've heard so many times, oh, that's risky. Why are they doing that? Well, how could it be more risky than renting?
This
it's
is
absurd.
this slide
Let's
that we're
wrap
going
up
to talk
with
about
this.
next is actually our market this year.
Let's wrap this up. We have 90 seconds, and Jesse's talking about buyers' purchasing power increasing. Mortgage rates fell by 0.85, by less than 1%, and nationally it increased buying power by how much, Jesse?
24,500.
Well, yeah, between wages. I mean,
And that's, but wait a minute, that's even with prices
So,
going up 5%.
this is beautiful. Prices went up, home prices went up, and even though prices went up, buying power went up by 25 grand.
A rule of thumb I use is a 1% change in rate is a 10% change in home price.
1 minute, guys. Imagine that. I walk in and I go, hey, Andy, home prices just went up by 5% across the country, and you're like, wow, I guess I can't afford a home. Well, actually, your buying power went up by 25 grand. It's incredible. We're moving into 2020. It is, guys, talk to us about your real estate situation. Buying, selling, let's have a dialogue.
Not to mention rents are gone.
Oh, yeah. We didn't have time for that today. Rents have gone up for a decade. Visit us at soldinstgeorge.com, soldinstgeorge.com, Chantry Abbott Guild Mortgage. Thank you. You can visit Chantry at 674-1090. He'll take your call, maybe, or text. He will. He always does. They treat every single client like they're the only single client they got. Jesse Paul,
Thank you.
you got 100 push-ups to
Good
do
to
today
see
if you're going to join
I
my
do.
challenge.
Well, we'll
You're gonna
see.
do it. I don't think you're going to join it. Robert and I committed each other to 100 push-ups a day for 30 days.
Oh, cool. I love it.
Yeah, it's
He's going to be looking
fourth-
like you. by
He's
the
well
end
on
the
top of the
year.
regular workout. It's like, I'm feeling day 4. Over and out, guys.
Thanks. We've talked about it a time or two, but we ought to